today. It's Monday. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here on lichess and Twitch. My handle on Twitch is /G. We just started streaming here for the day, that is. Been doing this for about 2 years. I'm an international master. I divide up my time between the United States and Hungary now. At the moment, streaming from the USA. In a few weeks, we'll be moving back to Europe for a period of time. So the stream times will change in about 3 weeks, September 1st. So stay tuned for that. But as for the moment, we're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess. Time controls 5+3 through 7+3. Anything in that range between 5+3 and 7+3. Casual, if you please. But I am taking the subscribers first. So please support the stream by subscribing, donating to the stream either with bits or through PayPal. Do that on Twitch or on our YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We had a donation from Jacob. I'd like to shout out to him for a very generous donation. One of our regular subscribers here. Thank you so much, Jacob. But a lot of you guys have done much to support the stream, so I appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to get started with Morwa. I guess Morwa and Niels are subscribers. Actually, I haven't checked Morwa's subscription lately, but he's here pretty frequently. Alright, Morwa is up first. Extremely humid where I'm at. We had 1 day of rain a couple days ago, but it's really meleg in Hungarian. That means hot, warm. Alright, let's go. So Morwa, the Sicilian. I am not warmed up today. I'm going to try something a little bit outside the usual box. My old Sicilian methodology, which was to play e6 on move 2. Scheveningen. I was just in a dentist's office. I was taking someone to the dentist. And I sat there, but there was nothing to do, you know. It's really a question, is it better to just be bored or, you know, is it better to be bored or hot? I'd rather be bored and hot. I mean, not bored and hot. Sitting in the doctor's office or dentist's office for an hour with nothing to do is some pretty boring stuff. Okay, now f3. In this particular position, not a move I really recall running into in the past. Makes you think, why did I never run into this move in all my experience? Knight takes e4, pawn takes e4, queen h4 check would be like interesting to Soltigo probably. But this is funny, isn't it? I don't really know how to approach f3. That's really weird. I rarely play the move nowadays, the Scheveningen, and to encounter f3. What am I supposed to do, like e5 or something? Okay, now I think we have a decent game. Now I believe we have a decent game after bishop e3. So does he need to try something like knight takes c6 or c4 in order to justify this? I think now I have a good game. I mean, maybe I'm not better, but I should be at least equal, I presume. f3. f3's early. See it against the Najdorf. Zoltan Varga, my teammate from a Hungarian Team Championship, Grandmaster, he often plays f3 against, not the Najdorf, but f3 against, you know, d6. Let's say preventing the Najdorf, an anti-Najdorf system, you might call it. Alright, so bishop f2, solid move. Queen b6, anybody? Trying to exploit white's position, not so easy to do. Not so easy. Alright. We've just equalized, but I don't think we're necessarily gone beyond that. So, Morwa's pretty fast. Gotta take him out in the opening. Kind of his weakest part of his game, I think. Not very booked up. But I think if you're a young player and you're going to have a weakness, it should probably be your openings. That's the easiest thing to correct. What are we doing here? Bishop c4. And interesting concept. What shall I do? Provocative move. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm having a little bit of trouble deciding. Man, I hate this move, knight b6, but it does gain a tempo. It doesn't have a lot going for that bishop. But he drove my knight off its good square. Now we like go to the lengths. Trap that bishop. Go to the lengths. Trap his bishop on b3. Whatever. Bishop d6, anybody? What are the more solid options? Let's keep it solid. Solid and passive. A lot of tension here, really. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot's going on, but nothing's getting traded off, you know, which kind of leaves the situation in a sort of limbo. I don't really want to take on b3 unless I have to. I'm actually now looking for knight c4 in some positions. Just realized he has like discoveries on that knight. Fortunately, they don't work. So my last move may have some drawbacks. This is getting kind of weird. Getting kind of weird for both sides. Okay, he's getting weird with queen e3. You know, now I have a second knight. Well, I think he's fouled up his position considerably. Yeah, this is basically forced. So I think that black has a very comfortable game now. Unless I make a further mistake of some sort. Very strong knight. We got lucky though. JCS, thanks again for your support for the stream. Nikolai Pavlov, welcome. Check to the king. Asterbait is in the cabin with the Wi-Fi. Well, you're in the cabin with the Wi-Fi. When you said cabin, I'm thinking of like trucks and cars and stuff. Like everybody has trucks. So I hear this cabin, I'm thinking like truck commercial. Like a literal cabin. The Wi-Fi with the cabin. The cabin Wi-Fi. Cabin fee. Cabin fever. Cabin Wi fever. Making up stupid jokes. That's how bored I am being in the dentist's office. This is so much better than waiting for your relative to go to the dentist. So much more fun playing chess than passing time by reading magazines. You chickened out for the camping tent. That is so weak, but understandable at the same time. Alright, so what do we do here? I don't have anything special. He's avoided any kind of devastating blows. Black has the bishop pair, kind of an open position. I mean, it should be promising. Should be promising. You got the AC? That's the real question, Asterbait. You have the cabin with AC? Or not? Do you have AC with your Wi-Fi? Or is it just pure AC? Wi-Fi AC. Got these guys. Everybody's ready to go. Maybe I could have played F5 earlier. I love it when people go camping with like televisions. Brought your portable television. Mountains, low 80s. Man, I'm surprised to see. It must be a really hot place if the mountains are low 80s. Man, I'm baking in the high 80s here. How's the humidity where you're at? Mr. Coffee, what's up? You have Netflix. How's the Mr. Coffee doing? It's Monday. Mr. Coffee must be off of work. Leaving work early, I see. Don't tell his boss. Jettisoning your pawn structure. It's tempting to take here. Don't tell Mr. Coffee's boss. What am I doing? This looks a little risky to play f5. That is my pawn majority. Moderate Monday. More forced on the defensive by his slightly inferior opening setup. Now he's close to toast here. Very close to toast. Maybe he is virtually toast. He's got some sort of queen sacrifice lined up. He's compressed and pinned himself. This isn't going to be pretty. You might want to shield your eyes. I'm in a good mood today. I don't know why. It's very rare these days. I was pretty salty. Salty simul's. Pretty salty yesterday. Alright, he's trying to defend. The only tangible way not to lose immediately looks like that move. But his rock is trapped, virtually trapped right now. Can't do it. You can't break through with that. Huh. I want to play e4 like that's some great move or something. It's making me confused. I can maybe win a pawn here. Does it even work? Winning a pawn at what? Take, and then there's this nasty discovery. I have a check there, though. Hope this works. It seems like I had better than this, just winning some lame pawn. Forgot to turn off the phone. Right, that's done. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hello. Welcome to Chili's. Alright. Queen takes c3. Was that you calling, Mr. Coffee? Okay, that move I completely spaced on, but I don't know what it even does. It's kind of a cheapo. Queen d4 check. Let's say we did. So upper pawn, we're upper pawn with the better structure. Upper pawn. Ah, not a good idea. I'm so strong tactically, but very weak strategically. It all depends on how you look at it. Alright, guys, I am taking the subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, I'm not going to take your challenge right away. It's not like Friday, not like the Simuls where I'm playing everybody. I've got to respect my subscribers first. That was Muskegon. Muskegon. Does anybody know where that is? Like somewhere in the Midwest. Can't trust the caller ID though these days. You get those calls that say U.S. federal government, you know, and it's somebody like trying to scam you. Do not trust your caller ID. The one sacred caller ID, you can basically throw it away. All right, the lovely landline. So Mule Skinner and I are battling it out for the first time in many moons in this Grand Prix attack, his favorite variation. Are you really named yourself after the band? Yeah. Of course, man. That's one of your favorite? Murderous Spartan? Yeah, man, they're awesome. Sparklehorse is great. But it's not like my favorite band of all time. Just a band I was kind of listening to a lot when I was like, oh, I need a handle. I need a name for lichess. So that was my decision to pick that. Yeah, I like a lot of their stuff. I mean, you know, he's long gone, but it's kind of weird to call them a band. I mean, it was basically one guy. So, but great music. So, knight f6. What is a band anyway? How do you define it? How many people do you have to have a band? So this is like the original Roman Chingiashvili variation. I was playing this years ago, b5, and then it later became a trend. I thought I invented this move. Um, I don't think I've listened to Mark Kozilek. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for the so much to. It's like books, you know. There's so many things to listen to. You know, I obviously I don't listen to pop music. I have good taste in music, if I do say so myself. But there's still, even amongst the good music, there isn't that much, but there is a lot. You know, amongst the good musicians in the world, you could never listen to them all. So, Queen E1. We're coming with the queenside play. He should just take this pawn. Psych. Just kidding. Queen E1. We're on the E4 really fast. The question is, can I bust him up with H5, the Ponda? Come on. This is my favorite part of the show. Hey. How do you feel about knight G3? Huh? I thought you'd see it that way. Ponda's favorite move would have been on tap. So he plays knight D4. I'm a little bit worried that I walked into some kind of prep here. And I've got the hiccups too. Wonderful. But we've got lots of interesting possibilities. Lots of interesting possibilities. B4. Before or after B4. It's a sick move. An absolutely sick move, B4. Do I dare to do that? I mean, that's really, really pushing the envelope of sanity. But I think I can do it. I mean, I'm a daring person. My minority attack is coming through, man. We've got the minority attack. We got bishops on both diagonals to chop. Just smart chopper stuff. Will Paschall, 2016. Oh, my game. Oh, my God. Yeah, I made a bad opening choice against Victor, but it was a gamble because he played something that I didn't expect. So this is a game I analyzed from 2016 on my YouTube channel. Or maybe not. Maybe it was, yeah, on the YouTube channel, right? Came in your recommended videos. I have the YouTube channel Video Chess Training on YouTube. This was a game I did with Victor. I played with Victor. He was always one of my favorite Hungarian youngsters. Very strong player. He really came into his own the last couple of years. He's way up in the 2600s now, like nearly 27. I thought he was always one of the most talented guys from the group that I faced, playing regularly in Hungary. So now we've got all kinds of interesting possibilities. I'm feeling very tactical today for some reason. So there's knight G4, starting out with knight G4. There's another move I could play here, which is also quite interesting. Queen D5. However, there may be a problem with Queen D5. He has like Queen G3. Then I have Knight H5. Not the greatest square. So the question is Knight G4 first, or do we go proverbially postal? See, Knight G4 first gets interesting. I have lots of good choices, actually. This is one. But maybe Knight G4 is better. It's very hard. I'm not a computer. Yul Skinner's playing pretty fast. My videos are coming to your recommended uploads. That's cool. I haven't created many videos on the YouTube channel lately. I'm sorry for that, but I've been super busy with life things. I wish I could devote 24/7 to chess, but I really don't. I don't have, you know, almost any free time for myself. I give it to other people. I'm generous, like you guys. But I got to get the business moving. Alright, today I asked, you know, at the dentist, the classic chess joke, you know, people don't understand you. Uh-oh, I miscalculated something here. That's not really good. So it really might have been better to play the other way. Huh. So what do you think about knight e4? Is this impulsive or just the best move? Knight e4 rook e1? He eliminated knight g4 as a possibility. Pawn takes pawn, I feel like gives him bishop a3 like an additional option. But what's wrong with knight e4 again? I should take first. This doesn't work either because of pawn takes pawn. Oh my gosh. I have to be careful I don't miscalculate. I'm being sloppy. I have to be careful I don't miscalculating, I just said. Pawn takes pawn, queen takes check, bishop e3, ugh. So I guess I have to go here. Yeah. Now there's like rook e1, which looks kind of uncomfortable. Wasn't really my intention to allow that, but I have pawn takes pawn there, okay. That actually works. That's kind of cool. Rook e1, pawn takes pawn. For some reason, my tactical vision is much better than usual today. Well, the last time I played, I think, was the Friday stream, which is like in the morning, and that's really bad. It depends. Everything depends. Soltico. Uh-oh. He must want me to answer something. He sent me 5 bits. Soltico, did I ignore you? I take you for granted, my friend. You just got on. Thank you for the 5 bits, Soltico. You're just taking the lead in the bits donations for the week here. So, he is looking for like bishop c4, it appears. Something of that ilk. Ilka Sinasalo. Pawn takes pawn. We're talking old hockey players. I just like the name. I don't really follow hockey. That's a cool Finnish name. Why would I play f takes e? Nobody wanted first place. I hear you. Is he just melting down after this move, though? What if I just don't take your pawn? I don't want your stinking pawn. I'll just say no to pawns. Like king h8. We got so much going for us here. Just put things on the long diagonals and take them. This is the answer to all your chess problems. Just put the bishops on the long diagonals and chop things out. That's the best way to control the board. And then just subtly go here. This is not necessarily a good move, but it might be. Man, this looks pretty strong, dude. I mean, his knight is hanging and there's the diagonal of death. Actually, the dual diagonals of death. Got entertainment and strong chess moves coming your way here. And the point is, if you try something tricky, like bishop takes e4, I have queen takes a 2-for-1 sale on knights, and bishops, queen takes d4 check, queen takes e4. Over. It's gotta be over. Materially equal, but I feel that I'm winning. I feel it somehow. I'm probably wrong, but it's funny. I guess he could just move his knight somewhere. It's ironic that this is actually protected enough times on b2. Guys, we're just taking 5-3 through 7-3 challenges, rapid and casual here. Welcome everybody to my chess stream. Intro National Master William Paschall. This is Twitch. This is your brain on Twitch. Soltico just wanted to take first place. You got to get it started, right? We started the bidding with 5 bits for the week. No, I think the Mule Skinner's variation that he's playing here is an inferior one. This is actually recommended in very old VHS videos by Roman Djigiashvili. The better line is what he was playing in the past with like knight b5, or sorry, bishop b5, knight d4 castles, allowing knight takes b5. I think that's clearly superior to this line. So now we have to think, because yeah, I mean, I don't have anything directly crushing him. Yes, it's very ominous. It's very, very ominous, but, I mean, does he have, like, rook takes f7, bishop c4? Just looks like it should be just devastating, and yet there is no forced win. Very disturbing stuff. So rook takes f7, bishop c4, he actually, like, might even win in that line. That's really craziness. Knight f3 was a great heads-up move. Can't believe white's okay here. It's just ridiculous if he's okay here. This is insane. Can we increase the pressure? Just increase the pressure. No. Let's say no to bishop c4. No bishop c4. We're getting another piece in the game. How can that be wrong? Is it enough? I don't know. Perhaps I was too fancy, you know, perhaps I could have just like recaptured on f7. But I don't know. I believe he's just surviving here. It's all cool. Now he takes c3, queen takes e7. I mean, I've got to win at the end of the day here. Come on. Look at those bishops. Just move your knight somewhere. He wants to take on e7. I believe he can do that. He can do whatever he wants. I'm going to take on d3. You're going to take on there. Then I have like knight e2 check, which is super scary for white. And that should really be enough. Queen takes e7, queen takes d3, queen takes b7, and then knight e2 check. He's got to play king f2 then, which looks insane. But I could play anything like rook c2. Oh man. All right. That coffee was good. I needed that. Now we're ready to calculate. Do recommend coffee. So, into the diagonal of death, or the file of death, we should say. So I can win an exchange, but that looks like kind of lame. e5 is a new idea. It's like almost paralyzed. I can't believe this. I'm not winning anything directly. I guess I'm being fancy again. Just like play rook takes f7. This just feels like I should use that pawn. Can you make 29 coffees? Mr. Coffee is in charge of that. If this works, man, I mean... Smart chopper. It was this gadget that was for sale in like the 90s. To joke about it with some friends. It was like a TV commercial, infomercial, TV commercial. Ginsu knives are not really Japanese. I came to find out. Clear bishop up. So where did we leave book there? All that opening, all that nonsense has been known. My non-novelty here. Actually, was played by this guy Jukic in 1989 against Daniel Campora. So this move's been around forever. My invention of b5. Just a darn good move. Okay. Next game. Ananas is a subscriber. Megisto. Correct me if you're a subscriber, Megisto. If anybody's a subscriber and I don't take them first, let me know. Just smack me around. So, Asterbait he's playing chess from his tent while camping. No, he got a cabin instead. Alright. Ananas has this Catalan repertoire that's really hard for me to deal with. Camping Wi-Fi. The password is Yogi Bear. Picnic baskets. Younger people aren't going to appreciate Yogi Bear. References. Oh, I get to think forever. This is unrated. This is awesome. It's like exploiting my opponent. Alright. Ananas is tough. He's 2100. Really solid player. He's got a repertoire like you, JCS. Play the Dutch for fun. You know, if we get we get a good bit donation, I'll play a weird opening. How about that? Okay, wait, I had a cool idea here. Yeah, I saw some people playing like b6. Bishop g2, d5. There's like nothing wrong with that. I've tried pretty much everything against his repertoire. Repertoire. His repertoire. I guess he plays d5 here. The g3 specialist. Is b5 a move in this position? Yeah, it might be some obscure move, but I'm not thinking it's great. I don't play the Benoni. Yeah, this is kind of weird, but we'll go with it. I think this is an actual variation, though probably not a very good one for black. Bad idea. I'm playing like the Blumenfeld Gambit, but it's kind of a bad version. Wanted to try to be aggressive. You know, there's something not right when you start out playing like safely with knight f6 and e6 instead of playing the King's Indian. Then you turn around and do something crazy like this. So e4. Okay, so what's the idea with that? You've got queen e2, queen e7, and then what? You know? I mean, it seems like I can actually take that pawn. Does anyone understand? I mean, maybe it's bad for me, but I'm going to try it anyway. Calling the bluff. The proverbial bluff. I also have queen a5 check. Probably fails. Fail. Okay, this is weird. I mean, did he actually work this out? I mean, what is he doing? So now I have to play knight d6. Is this some known line? Or did I just win a pawn? It's a pawn sacrifice. Looks kind of interesting, actually, for him. So knight c4 is like d6 goodbye. I have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful here. Looks like knight a6 is forced. That does feel awkward. He's rattling off the moves. Am I ever going to be allowed to do anything? Rook b8 probably isn't a bad idea. It's a race to develop the king side now. Never in my life have I played this. He's kind of playing it like it's something he knows. Obviously, my king side is lagging. What the heck just happened? Hopefully he just dropped a piece. It's late there. He resigned. Alright. Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing? Wait. Did I play a real opening? Apparently this is real. And e4 is a move. Kramnik against Alexeyev. Wow. So e4, you gotta take it. I did the right thing. Queen e2. This is Kramnik. Queen e7. Bishop g2. Knight d6. I'm not playing f5. Bishop e3. We're following the book line. Wow. Knight c3 and now rook b8. Not clear which is the best move. And our opponent lost his mind and played knight takes b5. Dennis Wagner against Yevgeny Postny. Wow. Alright. You think what? E4 is the main move. I'm not sure. It does not appear to be so. It appears bishop g2. Maybe the next move, would be more normal. This gambit, it looks more sane to like not sack a pawn, JCS. But you know this really well. I know this is your repertoire too. But as far as statistics go, it looks like, it is not the number one. I mean, it may be the best move, but it's not like the most common move. Okay, so Demetrius, Megisto, Crow Chess Fan. These guys are not subscribers. Soltigo's challenging me 5-5 from position. Alright. He's a subscriber and our moderator. Sorry about that drop of a piece. Looks like my simul from yesterday. So, against Soltigo, we have some fun, sometimes crazy openings. Acerbated, a 1-bit donation is not going to get me to play a crazy opening. If somebody donates, like, I don't know, let's say 300 bits, I'll play something crazy. Bishop g2. Avruk recommends e4. Well, it looks like it's the sharpest move, You're playing for the initiative, you're sacking a pawn. Kramnik played it, but it felt like I was, on the right track with black there. But I feel like it's a risky line, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to play against Kramnik, that kind of nonsense. Alexeyev suffered, no doubt, for like 50, 55, 60 moves. Once Kramnik gets like the slightest edge, he like never lets go. It's like a leech or something, Giri. Okay, Avruk's recommendations, his theory books are good. But it looks like a little more stable to play without sacking the pawn for white. It's a matter of style, maybe. Okay, so King's Indian attack, the new Soltigo. I've thought about this move order a lot. Like, I've even experimented with, like, Rook b8, but it's not a very useful move for black, so we'll finally just play e6. I've tried everything. d6, e5, Rook b8. Knight f6 I used to play back in the old days. My former. Now c3. Well, if you're going to play c3, I'm going to play e5 then. Tempo down. This is a game I had against Boris Belopolsky 25 years ago. What's up with bishop g5? What are you doing? What are you doing with bishop g5? Okay, similar to a game we had like last week, but not against Soltigo, someone else. Alright. He recommended e4 in the first edition. What's the name of the book? JCS, you may have said it already, but I can't scroll up to find it now. In the middle of the game. Everything that basically Grandmaster Avruk has written has been pretty highly praised by the chess press as far as opening books. He's not a fly-by-night opening author. Like, you can pretty much count on what he does to be correct. So, this is a bit of an odd setup, the bishop e3 and knight b2 to follow. If they try to play d4, we had a game last week or a couple weeks ago with like ed, cd, bishop g4, or I think someone else played h3 against me. And then I played castles and they played like d4 and I took ed and played d5. GM Repertoire 1d4. That's a nice title, dude. That gets the point across. Guaranteed to make money. Chess books don't make a lot of money in general. That's why I've never written any. So I'm so money-centric. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not money centric. I'm not really big on marketing myself, but seriously, chess books don't really make a lot of money for the authors in general. All right. Don't grow up and write chess books if you want to be a millionaire. That's the moral of the story. But he does have a very good reputation, Mr. Avruk. I don't think I actually own any of his books. But I haven't bought a chess book, you know. I don't think I bought many chess books in the last 10 years. I kind of shut it down. Too much of an investment. Too many books you could buy. I have friends who are like addicted to buying chess books. Can be damaging to the financial situation. F5, of course, if you have a lot of money to burn, it's probably pretty nice. It would be a nice thing to waste money on. What am I doing here? H4 is a reasonable move. Pretty much forced. So if I play F5, he's countering with F4. Or he's taking. Either way, it can get kind of dicey. It also opens up his bishop. Thinking, is there another move that's better, like a developing move of some sort? No, let's just go for it. Basically a closed Sicilian or King's Indian attack. He played F4 directly. Hard to argue with that. Alright. Soltigo playing the white side of the closed Sicilian. Kind of more of a tactical guy. So he's broadening his horizons. Now I could get in trouble here, because white could take over the center. It looks a little dangerous. Pawn takes e5. I was thinking knight takes e5. But then he's rolling with d4. Which could get a bit tricky. CD, knight c4. I'm probably okay. I have no idea who's better here. I thought the opening was bad for white, but now it doesn't look so bad. Right. I know. What JCS said about Avruk's books, I mean, they probably appeal to the stronger players. They're actually geared towards stronger players, from what I've heard. Other chess authors that I know have recommended his books. I don't write chess books, I just make videos. Okay, let's shore up to c-pawn, so I can recapture with the pawn on e5, if I need to. That was his last opportunity to take on e5, so I couldn't, recapture with the pawn, which will be like really bad for him along the d file. Closed position is very hard to play in fast time controls, in my opinion. Very hard to play. I would definitely rather play a tactical position, something wide open with pieces flying all over the board. Tactics are easy. Strategic chess is hard. That's my theory anyway. I think I'm much better tactically than I think I am, and I may in fact not play the right kind of positions for maximum performance. So d5 starting to look kind of interesting. We go for it here, just the full onslaught. I feel like there's got to be something wrong with this. It's just too good to be true. But maybe not. I think my rooks are lined up pretty well. I particularly like the fact that his queen is in... He's in touch with my rook on e8. We're liking this. This is looking good now. Okay, to me this is starting to look like I'm playing the white side of a Fianchetto King's Indian or something. Which I used to do. So, it looks like a decent Fianchetto King's Indian. For me. Colors reversed. Soltigo. I'm definitely a tactical badass. So c4. Knight takes... It all depends on who you talk to. That's my joke. Knight takes. And now we have like d4 square. Everything's horrible for white. He's losing material, but he's very hard to put away and he's very tricky. I can win a pawn You know, he'll gladly, like, pawn takes f4, queen takes f4, bishop takes b2, queen takes h6. And he'll gladly, like, sacrifice the exchange or something. We do have an enduring strategic advantage here. Then there's also, like, e4. That may be, like, pretty devastating for him, because it's a double threat. Doesn't give him as much fun as the other lines. Taking fun away from the opponent. Loss for white. Masturbate. You know, some people, I mean, I found this to be the case with poker. You know, a lot of people from different countries had sort of similar styles. Brazilian players were really kind of wild, for example, and I played, let's say, people from, like, Northern Europe, and they'd be, like, more conservative. But I think you can't just generalize as much about people's styles in chess as you can in, like, online poker. And I'm sure things are, you know, not always remaining the same for a long period of time. You know, those Brazilian players who are so aggressive, you know, are, like, probably changing styles over time. Okay, so we got Nefedov and Haberbaum up next. Soltigo, bishop h3 was definitely not a good move. Yeah, but queen e2 is another move, like, you probably have no business playing. Because you're putting your queen in line with my, you know, with my rook on e8. And why was your pawn on c4 finally? Okay, that was a disaster strategically. I think for a while you were fine. Okay, yesterday Soltigo, Nefedov had a mouse slip against me in the simul. I felt kind of bad about it. He crushed me. He was just like a pawn up, or going to be a pawn up in an ending with a winning position, and made a terrible mouse slip and had to resign. C'est la vie. But I've got to learn how to play the black side of the Roy Lopez exchange variation if I ever seriously intend on playing, let's play something quiet here against Nefedov. If I ever seriously intend on playing the black side of e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, I have something in store for Nefedov for next time. When I'm black, we're going to try a different version of the Roy Lopez to avoid that annoying exchange variation, which I forgot about. So, what do we got here? The Kali system. Mr. Coffee's in the house. This is one of his favorite openings. We want to play. I'm going to play like a Kali Zukertort system. Rubinstein is one of my favorite players. He wasn't really a tactical badass. He was competent, very, very competent tactically. I mean, but he was more of a specialist in strategic and technical play. But he really had a modern handle on openings. Now Nefedov is playing b6. That's probably reasonable. Copycat, man. Dude, it's like completely symmetrical now. Why are you doing this to me? I hate when they do this to me. I could play queen e2. Now he played c5, so we no longer have symmetry, ladies and gentlemen. We can leave the symmetry behind. I may have to play if knight c6, a3, standard stuff. c5 was kind of a risky move in a way. Riskier than, say, a copycat. Now, I mean, maybe I have to play c4. So at the end of the day, I mean, is that a good piece or a bad piece? I guess it's active. It's going to be hard to exploit, like, say, the rook on a8, or... How am I going to exploit him for the bishop being on a6? Not so easy to do. He also could maybe play, like, knight there and put pressure on my hanging pawns if that happens. Murderous Spartan. Where's all my Spartan fans? Are you like a chess streamer or something? Are you new to Twitch or just new to my stream? Or just new to lichess? Or how did you find us? It's cool to have interactive new people on the stream. A lot of people just watch quietly, you know, in the wings. I like it when it's like a community. We can kind of have some camaraderie here. And just shooting the shit. So rook c1 on the queen. What do I think about King Crusher? I don't really know much about him. I respect that he's put a lot of time into chess streaming, and he's like one of the first guys to do that, you know. I'm not going to judge him on the fact that he's like lower rated than me. A lot of people put him down, you know. I think that's kind of arrogant. You know, everybody has their level. I'm like extremely weak next to Magnus Carlsen. Maybe I'm stronger than the guy, but he's put in a lot of effort. I think he's a positive influence, and I would say he's good for chess. But I don't know KC real well. Queen b7. Yeah, I don't do the bullet, man. I mean, that's not my thing. I don't think it's chess. You know, it's another game. It's entertaining. It's funny, but it's not chess. I'm a serious chess player from way back. And blitz is useful, but bullet takes it too far. We're taking it too far. It becomes something else that I'm not interested in when we go bullet. Watching grandmasters hang pieces, I don't think is interesting. And we can open up the position fully with like e4 here. That actually looks pretty good. There's something slightly artificial about the placement of his queen on b7 and the bishop on a6. It's addictive, and it's like a drug, you know. I mean, I know people who have been some of the best bullet players in the world. Roland Schmaltz, for example, he openly admitted that bullet was like, it ruined his life, and he, you know, felt that it was just like a drug addiction. I mean, maybe not ruined his life, but wasted his time or whatever. Trying to be the best bullet player in the world. Roland was like the best bullet player in the world at one point. And, you know, what does he have to show for that? I mean, we could say the same thing about just playing chess in general. But I don't know, man. It's like, it's a contest based on ambidextrousness, not, what am I saying? Ambidextrous. Dexterity, sorry. It's a question of dexterity, you know. That's not why I started playing chess, to prove that I'm more dexterous than other people. Bishop f4 is a seriously kind of scary move, dude. How can you have time to do that? Can I just play like g3? Then he takes on e4. Duh. Dexterity. Dexterity. Was the word. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright, we're gonna run out of time here soon. Wait a sec. Alright. So, what was I saying? Really strong move there by Mr. Nefedov. I thought he was getting rolled and he could just play bishop f4 like it's no problem. If I play e5, wait a second. Wait. Alright, e5. Maybe that's the solution. Because knight e4 doesn't work. Knight e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes e1, knight d6. Alright. No. This is okay, because I can take on e4. Yeah, we should do a 10-minute follow mode. I agree. Actually, Soltigo, can we do 10-minute follow mode? I don't know if we have that set. Maybe 30-minute follow mode. Can we do something in between, like 20? I don't even know the command. Bishop f4 e5. We tried the 10, we tried the 30. 30 is kind of long. The 10 we can try, and we've done that before. That sounds good. So e5 94 is not on. Bishop takes d2. I would even start to consider sacrificing stuff. Like bishop takes d2, pawn takes f6. It looks like we might have some sacrifices against his king side if he keeps trying to grab material in that sort of line. Like, my head is sort of spinning, but let's say bishop takes d2, e takes f6, bishop takes c1. Maybe you're even looking at stuff like knight g5 or bishop takes h7 check, for example, possibly. Those kind of tactics, though, are very complicated, and I need to really have more time. It's not like take, 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 take. 10 seems like a good number for the follow mode. I don't know if Soltigo's with us right now. He might be busy. Alright, guys. Any kind of challenges between 5-3 and 7+3? So the bishop takes d2. Yeah, I'm just talking, looking at e takes f6, but I don't think that's really the right move, probably. I like thinking about the possibility. But in actuality, you know, it's probably a little too much. Alright. Play the simple chess move. Unfortunately, while my position is better, I'm not convinced it's like that much better. This looks horrible, admittedly. Probably quite a strong position for white, but it's not a lights out situation. Not at all lights out. My bishop on b2 is a little bit blocked in. It's creating some issues. Knight f3 might be interesting. No longer need to worry about. I mean, I don't know. The knight's actually protecting c4. f4 is possible. Feels like it's going a little too far. But it's also thematic. Anirich, thank you again for subscribing. Play g6, weakening his dark squares. You know, the computers are thinking about f5 here, probably. Starting to look for f5. Bishop a3 is also interesting. I mean, it's kind of like, why not? It feels like an artificial move, though. I was really blocked on the diagonal, but what am I going to do now? You know, eventually he's going to solve his little problems and go on his merry way. We're going to need to do something. If I take on d5 now, can I win a pawn? It's some risk to my well-being, perhaps. Yeah, this is kind of dicey. I'm a little bit overextended, admittedly. King h1 was pretty lame. Would you say it's bad manner to listen to music through your headphones while playing an OTB game in real life? Okay, here's the problem with that. I think it's like against the rules. It didn't used to be. I did it many times in like the 80s, 90s, well, mostly the 90s and early 2000s, but at some point people were still doing it until about 10 years ago, and then I think it was pretty much widespread, like stopped. I don't know if it's allowed anywhere. The last time I tried to do it was like probably 10 years ago, and like the arbiter like forbid me to do it. So you know, some people felt it was rude. Some people felt like you could be listening to like an audio tape of opening, you know, variations. I think it's just not a question anymore. It might be allowed in like the last time I saw someone do it was a tournament game I had in the U.S. Open in 2006. One of my opponents was listening to his like iPad or something. That was 12 years ago, and actually we had an argument because of it, because he like claimed I touched a piece, but I said Jadu, but he didn't hear me, and it became an argument. He said I touched the piece, I didn't touch it, but he thought I didn't say Jadu, but I did, and he couldn't hear me. So in that case, it created a weird, kind of awkward situation. But anyways, I had never had that happen before. But he had no argument. Like, I said to the arbiter, look, he's got headsets on, I'm headset on, and then how can he hear me, for sure or not, when I said Jadoob. So arbiter ruled in my favor, but he, there were no witnesses to what actually happened. So we went a pawn here against Nefedov. Take it in Kramnik mode. Yeah, like some club tournament, they might still let you. I don't know what the official rule is, like in U.S. Chess Federation, for example. No clue what the official rule is. Alright. Where am I supposed to put my rook? Right now. Homeward, James. Home, James. Home. Alright, that doesn't do anything yet. So I guess we'll just bring the king toward the center. Nefedov hanging in there, and this move is kind of creeping me out. Very, very annoying move. Well played. Looks like I'm going to have to play this. Abandon the C file. Okay. That wasn't really the point, though. I was concerned about rook C8. Well, knight C3, excuse me. He just moved too fast, dropped a piece. I was concerned about knight C3. Nefedov has some counterplay there. It's not that easy. The computer's putting me about up the pawn that I'm up, but it would have taken very accurate play. I mean, I probably would have played something lame here, like A3. .6 after that. So Nefedov fought his way back to a possibly defensible position. Rapid Shield on Thursday. I usually don't play any kind of stuff like that because it just takes too long. How long is the Rapid Shield? I'm up to number 14 now, last time I checked, in Rapid. Number 14. We'll get to the top 10 pretty soon. Alright, so who do we got for subscribers that haven't played yet? Haberbomb. Thank you, Siltigo, for putting in the 30 followers. 30. I'm not sure if we need followers 30, but we'll go with it. 30 is a little excessive, maybe. Next time we'll try to make it a little bit shorter, 10 or 20. It's extremely hot where I'm at, guys. August is brutal. Nefedov was tough. And I had to be a little lucky because he blundered a piece. I mean, if he doesn't blunder the piece and plays well there, it's very likely he'll hold on for a draw. I think I made plenty of mistakes, but less mistakes than my opponent. Now Haberbom playing the King's Indian. I'm playing the same variation with like Bishop G5 all the time. Now he's playing D5, so that's cool. We see a Benoni, which we don't get very often. My guess is that the Benoni is not really trending, theoretically. Its last great supporter, Bugar Gashimov, actually passed away a couple of years back, so no one's really taken his place at that level, playing the Benoni on the 2700 level. Prior to the Gashimov, I called him. Prior to the Gashimov, I guess Topalov was one guy who would regularly play. Well, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, for a time, many years ago, he played the Benoni, like in the late 90s. Topalov was playing it. But we don't see it a lot. It's just not that trendy. So, Gu is saying that Caruana likes the Benoni too. I'll have to look into that. I didn't notice that. But I mean, there are ways to get into the Benoni with like the King's Indian in some variations as well, without playing a pure Benoni. Okay, Simone, we'll play you next. I did make a deal with him. So you're Baleful or Bulgarian Pro? Or Gu? Which one is your account here on lichess? Swami. You're Baleful. Okay, we'll play him. I did make a deal with him that I would take him first. Sukralad is Bulgarian Pro. Okay. So here, knight a6. This is kind of not a main line. But Haberbom kind of knows a bit of theory. For his rating level, he's really well prepared. I don't know. Bishop f4 or rook e1. It's got to be one of those moves. I don't really think I should be wasting time with anything like rook. Sorry, a3. Bishop f4, knight h5, and then where do I go? Bishop h2 in that case, or bishop e3. Okay, either of these moves is probably good. They're a little bit different. It looks like Nefedov's play was creative. The simul yesterday was really, really tough, just like the last week. I got a little bit salty, again, like thinking everybody's cheating, but I don't think that there was clearly a cheater. I was angry with one guy because he used bad language in the stream and banned him. But you know, I'm not sure, you know, he was convincingly he'd done anything dishonest. But over the, in the heat of the battle, like, I think a lot of people seem like they're computers. So sometimes I'm like, hey, that was suspicious. And okay, we'll see. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. Okay, so now I'm going back to b1. Let's hope this works out for me. I mean, he's getting really aggressive here. c4, knight c5. I'm kind of getting nervous. I feel like I let him get away with something. Ray Clay made to 39. Yeah, you did well for a while there. I mean, you gave me a huge advantage, and then I kind of let you a little bit back in it. But now b5. Man, I may have some problems here. This is getting kind of weird. So knight d4. Hoping for the best. Calculation necessary. Boy, this is going to get really weird. Haberbom did a good job. Tricked me. He sort of tricked me. I have no idea what's going on now. b4, knight c6. This is what I was kind of banking on. This would work tactically somehow for me. Knight a4. But we have a problem. Looks like the whole variation doesn't work for me. It's insanely well calculated by black. It's all a lie. I might be just screwed here. He beat me in the simul. That was an insanely good game, by the way, Haberbaum. Not last week, but the prior week. Now he's sacking his queen. Wow. This didn't even enter my calculations. I was too worried about other stuff. He's got compensation for the queen. Without a doubt. Maybe a little fancy. I'm like, where's the material? Oh yeah, +5. Well, we're giving that back. So it's totally unclear at this point. But I think he might have had simpler ways to play this. Now he's +2, it says. What's the deal? You got a rook and 2 pieces for the queen? How did you get that many pieces? That's bogus, man. That is totally bogus. You're not allowed to have that much material for the queen. Wow, dude. Haberbaum crushed me that simul game two times ago. Did you play this? No. What is this game? I managed to beat him in blitz. It wasn't even his best move. I had 13 wins, 6 draws, and 7 losses. I played 26 yesterday. He played this better than me. I didn't consider b takes c. I was too worried about the simple solution. You know? I mean, just queen b6, the obvious move. And knight a4, knight takes a4, queen takes a4, knight takes d5, unfortunately. I felt I might just be like toast there. I mean, I don't have a solution to that. You know, this I thought was like kind of messy. But this should turn out to be good for him as well. But difficult for black to coordinate their position, perhaps. Enough that I might be able to do some damage. Create some chaos. Or just win on time. Man. He's getting stronger. Hopefully. But not due to me, though. I mean, I didn't teach him to play the Benoni, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know. This is the first time I recall us having a Benoni. And he pretty much manhandled me here. So I'm clearly worse. Tricked me somehow with this weird variation. Knight a6 doesn't have a good theoretical reputation. But I guess I played the wrong move. You know, it looks like when I thought about it here, my natural tendency was to play like rook e1, and I should have played that. I said, no, I'm not going to play a3. So I should have played rook e1. Now he's using too much time. I was thinking bishop f4, maybe to kill his best piece on g7. And we'll take our chances in the oncoming battle. You know, you might consider bishop takes c5, but it cedes a powerful piece. Way too much time use here by black. He's getting in very bad time pressure. So, we have any other subscribers that are challenging? I'm going to take Baleful because he got a promise I would take him first in the next stream. And then we're out of water. All right, we got water. We're out of other drinks. What? Maybe he's disconnected or something. Man, this is risky. Bishop d4, take. We gotta go for it. Just trading off that dangerous piece. This is the centerpiece, his best piece. Plus I'm on c4, guarding against b2. Now he has the crushing knight f4. But he didn't do that because it loses a piece. I tried to trick him. He wouldn't bite. We need counterplay desperately. e5. Taking the... This is kind of a trap, like taking the pawn on c4. I thought bishop a6, black's very active there. So instead, I'm going to push through in the center, which is the classic Benoni break. Breaking the Benoni. Look at that move. Absolutely in your face moment. But things are getting pretty weird. My queen is so strong in the centralized position. My title needs an update. What? I did update it. What's wrong with it? Busy. Be right back. What's wrong with my title? I thought you were talking about my chess title for a moment there. Looks like stuff is falling apart. Too hard to hold it together. Those pieces aren't well coordinated for black here. I got 4 minutes. I can take the time. What's wrong with my title? Sunday. Oh, okay. Well, it's not Sunday. Yeah, it's all messed up. That's weird. Very strange. Yeah, okay. Thank you for the notice there. Yeah, I did forget to do it. That must be why I'm playing so well. Why am I playing so well today? So he's keeping afloat, barely. But again, I think very hard for black to coordinate here. Does he have something real? Oh man, come on. I think he had rook b2 there. This move doesn't really help his cause too much. Let's just go back. I think black is almost lost. So a4 is interesting. Did I miss a move there? Well, we could have played g5. It's pretty unpleasant for black. The art of coordination. Quite difficult. Computer claims the material is equal here, right? I never looked at those pieces on the side of the board. I should just disable that. It's actually a distraction. It's for like beginners. Rook, 2 knights, queen, and 2 pawns. Maybe we don't take this right away. g5, knight h5. You're snagging my pawn, man. Stay away. Actually on d5 as well. I'm in a little bit of danger. That's nasty. Wow. Okay, let's go. It's like a rook, but it's a queen. He lost on time. Am I even winning here? Apparently it's equal. Bishop a6 blockading. Did I find the best move? It's the second best move on the board. Queen a1. It's the best move on the board. I spent a lot of time on that move. It's a debate. Alright, what happened in the opening? I'll bet you guys 10-1 that bishop f4 is inaccuracy. I'm supposed to play rook e1. Check it out. There it is. Rook e1. Yeah, bishop f4 only played 5 games. Rook e1 40. There's a reason for that. Okay, we made an accuracy. I'm going to play this game with Baleful. No, but good game, Slummin. Slummin. He wasn't slumming in that game. Okay, so I only played you twice. I don't remember what you do. Won a good game with white, I remember. Does a person who's watching the stream for the full time get preference? Whoever's, it's like first come, first serve. Yeah, you guys. Dimitri and Magisto would be next. I think Astrobate threw in a challenge. We'll take him from the... We'll take him from the cabin. The luxury cabin. No, the C3 is actually good against D6. Guys, tomorrow we're going to be playing a blitz tournament, viewer tournament, 5+2 blitz tournament here. Just so you know in advance what you're getting into. E3 Poison, that's this book by Axel Smith. Against the King's Indian. Mr. Coffee System. Of course, I played D6 kind of early. I think it's inflexible. I'd be better off having not played that, giving me more options. Ooh, man. It's like way in the afternoon here, and it's getting hotter, I think. You think like when the sun starts to go away from, you know, its pinnacle or whatever, it would start to be less hot, but it's getting hotter. Okay, so bishop d3, a little bit unusual with this formation. I think that's an inaccuracy. Generally, the bishop's placed on e2. How can I really exploit it? I mean, it's probably not that bad. Like, we'll find a few games. But, I guess 97, just classical King's Indian attack style here. You have a defense to the Mr. Coffee System. The Panda's here, but he didn't have a chance. He spoke once today. Huh. I was really disappointed that somebody didn't play h4. I didn't get a chance to play h5 against Mule Skinner because he wanted to put his knight on g3, and William was ready to play h5, but then he knew I would bring it out. So a4. This is a crafty move on the queen's side, trying to get me to commit. All right, we'll play ball. We'll play ball on the queen's side. If you want to try this funky, weird a4, we'll try to freeze him. Queen side again, freeze. Basically, our play is on the king side for the most part, but if he's gonna make his pawns kind of stagnant like that, we'll claim this b4. It's a debatable move, but if I don't play a5 now, he'll play b4 almost certainly on the next move, and we can stop him. Pawn stop. Soltigo played h4. Gary Fang, actually, if I'm going to pronounce it correctly in Chinese. Gary Fang with a subscription. Thanks so much. Joe Fang Arena we had a couple months ago. Actually, it was just called the Fang Arena. I think you missed that one, Gary. Gary Fung is probably like a secret international master. He's very quiet and shy in the chat. When it comes to Benoni, I've just looked at a few tile games. That's what everybody says. It's amazing what a couple tile games can do. Next thing you know, you're like a Benoni expert. But it's funny how one little inaccuracy, like bishop f4 instead of rook e1, and I'm already like in trouble. That's weird. I mean, it's hard to believe actually that it's so bad for me. So this looks like a very good position for black right away. He's given up his strong point on d4. It's kind of a mortal sin from the strategic side of things. And I think the weakening with the a4, c4 will start to show now. Man, it is hot here. I need like the water bucket. What's it called? The ice bucket challenge. Right now. Tempting me to win a piece. But I don't really win a piece. That's the sick part. The bishop on e4 is sad, dude. Where is it going to go? It's fianchettoed. Whatever you call this, it's in that diagonal, so... Baleful, I think nervous or something. Played too fast. He's losing a piece here. Straight away. Some people get nervous playing in front of the stream and the audience, you know. But if he's 1785, he can do better than this. What did he do wrong? I mean, I think this is a4 a5 is interesting, but it's probably not a disaster for him. But d takes e5 is a really bad mistake. You absolutely can't play d takes e5. I guess something like queen c2 maybe to stop e4 looks logical. b3, queen c2. But first off, I think that the bishop, as I said, should be placed on e2, not on d3. Mr. Coffee system. Cheers for subscribing. We've got 5 bits from Soltigo and 1 bit from Asterbate today. I challenged somebody to donate 300 bits, and I would play a really off-the-wall opening. We've got no takers thus far. Alright, let's try this. This is a little weird because I could actually lose a pawn here. We got another subscription. Who needs bits? We've got subscriptions. 2 subscribers in one day. Awesome. In one stream, I should say. Murderous Spartan, who has very good taste in music. So, thank you guys so much for supporting my stream. I love these streams the best, though. The simul it's really hard work. It makes me grumpy. I like doing it, but it's just it gets the better of me. But the Blitz stream is just a lot of fun for the most part. So these are my favorite streams. The analysis stream is also very instructive. My Thursday stream for subscribers, but it's hard work, and the Blitz rapid streams for me are more fun. Just playing, talking about the games. But I think we're winning more material. Rap. I just made fun of myself. I don't know what I'm saying. Making strange sounds. Murderous Spartan got the GM Cant. He must be a GM Cant follower. GM Cant camp. That's Asterbate's motto. Making really stupid jokes now. GM Cant camp. You can't camp if you don't have a tent. Alright. Bishop takes c4, just taking stuff down. The bad pun. The bad pun of the day. So, Baleful is just down. He's down rook. It's game over. G over. JCS just donated 300 bits. Alright, so we got to play something crazy. We've got very generous support from JCS. Alright, the next chance I get, I've got to play a crazy opening. Alright, we got Asterbate. Asterbate, you left the list. Asterbate, you were the next challenger. Did you lose your challenge, or did you drop it out on purpose? Let's give Asterbate one chance. Let's give Asterbate one chance to get back in the list. Did you mean to drop out? Asterbate. Alright. We'll let him decide. But I promised to play a crazy opening. So here we get a chance. Dimitri's perfect for this. Plays e4. Yes! The knight h6. Knight h6, yes. William's favorite weird opening. He never plays this, only on Weird Wednesday, but we don't have that. In September 1st, we'll go back to Wednesday, streaming 6 days a week, and so we'll have Weird Wednesday again. Alright, this I call the 3 a.m. variation. Special opening dedicated to the donation we got from JCS. Said I'd play a crazy opening. My favorite crazy opening. Throws people off. Objectively not really good, but you see here, he's giving up a bishop for a knight. You know, I mean, I don't think this is White's best reaction, and you'd be surprised how many strong players do this. And I think also e5 not so good, because I got c5 and bang, I've got counterplay. Probably the most common reaction from people, what Dmitry did here, by the way. Of all levels. I'm talking about like 1300 all the way up to like IM. I've seen them do the same thing. Bishop takes h6 followed by e5. I had a similar structure against move 11 yesterday. Well, not this takes on h6 structure, but with black. And it was ugly. Wow, the Asterbait said, I'm calling everybody the Asterbait, like I'm Teen Titans Go or something. Alright. Starfire from Teen Titans Go, the cartoon, like, says the for everybody. I don't follow it, but my kids, like, watch this cartoon, and you pick things up, you know? So I started to talk like that. It's very strange. Bishop g4. The Asterbait. e6. De-Asterbate. So can we punish you? Bishop takes f3, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, queen b6, knight c2, queen takes b2, grabbing pawns. How about just queen b6 right away? Like, why not just go there right away? The threat is stronger than the execution. Maggie Stowe's like, she is an idiot. A follower of the cartoon. I kind of like Cartoon Network. I don't really watch it, but some of it's amusing. Alright, queen b6. What do we want to do? I wish they had cool cartoons when I was a little kid, though. You know, I like the old school stuff. Like, does anybody remember Rocky the Squirrel and Bullwinkle the Moose? That was a great stuff. Mr. Coffee would remember that. I think he's quite as old as me. Looks like a good French now. Yeah, that's the idea. We got the bad bishop outside the pawn chain. Inspector Gadget, dude, that's lame. That's like my friend's little brother used to watch that. That's like the next generation. That was the weirdest, one of the weirdest cartoons ever. That was after my time. Alright, queen b6. So, '90s kids. Those '90s kids. We're cleaning house here and chopping pawns. See, Dmitry, a player who's given me a really tough time overall, he melts down when facing knight h6. We had a very similar effect against many people. This opening, it just takes people out of their comfort zone. As ridiculous as knight h6 is, I think that it's actually like... I've played it against two players in tournament situations. Now, like Grandmaster Strength, Savely Golubov, I played in a rapid game and I drew, and I also played against an FM, a young FM, and I drew a tournament game, like a long game, where I got a pretty good position, actually. Boris and Natasha, yeah. That's the greatest cartoon. That's actually before my time, but it was still like a lot of reruns and stuff. So, anyway, we're off topic here. This is a crazy opening because JCS donated 300 bits to the stream. I said I'd play a crazy opening if I got a donation. We got it, so thank you for the support. Had a little bit of fun, but we also learned something. Strange openings can be good if they're not punished. They put people on, you know, they put people in a strange situation they're not comfortable in, and this has a major effect. The situation. Now we can pick up a second pawn. Is it worth it? Let's carefully think about it. Do we want to take the second pawn? Do you want to try for door number 2? Perhaps development. How many of you guys, raise your hands if you would have taken the knight on a3. Raise your hands if you would take the knight on a3. Come on. I'm serious now. I'm not joking with you guys. Knight takes d4 or queen takes d4. They're both good. There was only one move that concerned me, and I think I found a good answer to it. Snooker Lad, I wouldn't, to be honest. Good. Nobody would be that stupid, right? Alright, I missed this move, but hopefully it's not too deadly. The 7 deadly chess sins. That is a check. I want to keep my structure intact here. Bishop takes d1. Very good move. We ought to take the e5 pawn while it's hot there, if I have the opportunity. Now rook b8. Tough to argue with that, although there are some complications. No, this is probably okay. How many people would have played rook b8 in that position? Yeah, probably a chunk of you. Is it the best move? I have no idea. But I know that I like my position. His center just disintegrated. The man without a center. It's like a really proud knight, but not that great, actually. Could even get trapped. Yeah, he's Greek. But just being Greek isn't enough. You've got to be good too. Knight takes e5. I think he's, you know, from Greece. Crazy opening versus Pichu. Alright. Now my a7 pawn is hanging, so I do want to keep that. So we're basically up 2 pawns, one of them being relatively deformed. The one on h6, but 1 pawn is enough. You know, I really am totally dominating here. There's also knight c4. I guess he's got tactics with knight takes d5 lined up. He's thinking about stuff like that. So I need to mobilize. Maybe even shelter my king. I'm already looking at rook e1 ideas. He totally changed paths now. This position I consider winning for black. It's as they say, a matter of technique, but that doesn't mean I will win. It just means I should win. I'll be very, very disgraced with myself. Can I say that? Disgraced with myself? I would consider myself a disgrace. A disgrace. You made me mispronounce the word. I would be a disgrace if I didn't win this position. So he's playing pretty fast here. Kind of hanging on down that extra pawn. You are generally down pawns that you lose. Knight a3. Can force some sort of simplification with this move. The move looks a little weird. But I thought I can take control of the c-file and infiltrate. And he doesn't have enough counterplay, really, to do anything to stop me. Mr. Coffee just resubscribed. 2 subscriptions and a resubscription all in one stream. Disgusted. I would be disgusted with myself if I didn't win this. It's not just any pawn. You know what I mean? Like, a pawn is a pawn. This is a bad pawn. This is the pawn I'm up. You know, this pawn on d5, it's a monster pawn. Like, it's a protected pass pawn. You're guaranteed to win, like, any kind of endgame. And he just melted down. He just forgot his rook was hanging. Or else just got totally desperate. Alright. He has ideas of, like, rook f1 and maybe some sort of counterplay along the f-file. But it's not happening. Now he's just down stuff. Easy win. But again, thank you for the donation, JCS. And I love playing knight h6. But I don't want to, like, encourage people as if it's like a great opening or, you know. I actually did lose with it really, really badly. To be honest, I always try to like forget my losses, but against Erdane, I can't pronounce her name. There's a really, really strong Mongolian girl, a woman. She's a young woman. I don't remember her last name. She's like the #1 woman from Mongolia who's been playing in Hungary a lot, training in Hungary a lot with Tibor Karoy and other people. And Erdane, she crushed me when I played knight h6. But the problem was that I didn't know she was like a master. She was already around 2,400 FIDE, and I got paired with her in this rapid tournament, and she had an old rapid rating of like 2,000 or something, and she was like 2,400 long rating, and I had no idea. Like, I just get paired with this player I've never met before, and I'm thinking, okay, I can do anything I want. It's 2,000. I played knight h6, have no clue that she's like IM strength, and she just crushed me. It was like, after a while, I sensed there was something wrong, you know. What is your opinion about the Nimzo Larsen and Blitz games? I think it's a good opening. I mean, it's perfectly good. I think if you played it on a regular basis in long games, you'd probably, you know, have kind of diminishing returns after a while, because people would just like get used to it, you know. But in Blitz, I think very good. But I subconsciously forget my losses. I think it's like a self-defense mechanism. It's actually very bad, because in many cases I fail to analyze the games that I lost. Like, I put them away, I put away the score sheet, don't really study it. It's really bad. Should not do that. I just don't have time maybe at a given moment, and then I forget the game, you know. And which ones do I forget? Inevitably not the ones I win, you know. It's always those losses. Was it a loss or was it a draw? You know, and then my subconscious tries to like salvage it into like a draw. Like, I think I played Chess Network once, if I'm 90% sure of who he is, and in a real tournament years and years ago, and I can't remember. I know I didn't win, but my subconscious is like, oh, maybe it was a draw, but actually, the odds are I lost. Just don't want to remember it, you know, because it was like a bad experience. Dimitri's putting up good resistance here at the end, you know, as much as could be expected, but I think he's going the way. Last try, B takes A. You gotta play it. B takes A. Rook takes B1. A7, I can't stop the pawn, look. Can't stop it. No, I actually had bishop C5 check, so that would be really cheap. And then that's a dead pawn. He has one last trick with knight d4. That's really cute. I have bishop b6 there. Oh, that's evil. Knight d4, bishop b6. So sick. This is cruel. Alright, next customer. We earned our 300 bits with this comical demonstration of how to play knight h6 on move 1. If you guys check the database, you know, whose game are we going to see there? It's my only tournament game with one knight h6, and looks like somebody followed me. There's a game from 2013. One of my students. No, it's just some guy. He saw my game. He's like, I'm gonna play that too. Let's see how he did it. Wait. How did this guy play? Like me? No, he played g6. That's old school. That's the rat defense or whatever. Alright, so Asterbait is back. Asterbait is back, guys. We got 45 minutes left in the stream today. So, play as many of these games as we can. Asterbait, best of luck, my friend. What is your opinion about Nimzo Larsen? We answered that. Looks like our chat is kind of slowed down. We got 52 viewers. Let's try to get more viewers. Do I have two windows open or something? Alright. Sicilian defense. Yesterday I lost against Arsenal fan. The Rossalimo Sicilian. Totally winning position. I think I've probably played bishop b5 against Asterbait too. Actually, what does he play? I'm not really sure what main line Asterbait tries to play in the Sicilian. I don't know if he knows. He needs to work on his opening repertoire with black against e4 a little bit more. He's got the check Benoni. Let's see what he's got here. Let's take him on in the main line Sicilian. I think I've been beating around the bush. This is not a good move, Asterbate. You're bringing my queen to a dominant position. How bad is it? That's the real question. So knight c3, a6 can be played. Bishop f4. You know, it doesn't feel right. You know, this is probably one of those openings that's like in some SOS article in New in Chess. It's like not that easy to refute it. He didn't play a6, so I have the option to play knight b5. And that's when things get interesting, right? Knight b5, knight c6, knight d6 check, king e7, queen c5, queen a5 check, and he's okay. What other options do I really have, though? You know, like bishop f4 just sort of piling up and developing a piece. There's also knight b5 check. Sorry, knight b5, knight c6, knight d6 check, king e7. I could simply trade, you know, with knight takes c8, but then rook takes c8. In reality, I mean, maybe black's position isn't that bad. Yeah, it's kind of dubious. Someone said in that case you could just play c4. Well, that's a good question as well. No, he's playing the simple approach. But I think the cede's a small advantage to white. Without really a fight. Why would I play c3 when I can play this? Duh. Developing a piece is probably better than a weak pawn move. So he's trading down. Trade down into the endgame, but we've got a very, very nice endgame here with two bishops. I think clear advantage to white if played correctly. Bishop c3, f6, probably not that bad. He can bounce back to f7. I mean, I'm not going to be able to blow him away here. We're just going to have to slowly grind him down. Pichu's suggestion of c4 is plausible. Let's kick this knight off its good square. I'm going to offer him a take back, alright? Dude, you get a take back. I'll give you a take back. You weren't paying attention. But that's the last one I'm offering today to anybody. He pre-moved f5. I'll give you a chance to take it back. Come on. You don't want it? You don't want the take back? He's in the cabin. Alright. Don't pre-move. I'm not a chump. Expect the worst. You're not allowed to pre-move. We know now he's clarified his intentions. Alright, let's just castle queenside. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little worried about b6, honestly. I'm a little bit concerned about that. He's going to be putting pressure on my e4 pawn. This is prophylactic thinking. Strangely, not that easy to exploit this position. Maybe if I castle queenside, I'll be able to play rook e1. And this is a kind of weird move. But maybe not that bad, d5. Closing it up limits his disadvantage. And creating the Isolani, I mean, this is probably my best. But I've got to be a little bit careful here. You know, things could go drastically wrong very, very quickly in this sort of position. Bishop f5, rook c8, and suddenly, oh my god, I'm like losing, you know. Bishop f3. Knight h4, bishop takes d5. Yeah, he's playing too fast. No brain, no pain, alright? Asterbate playing too fast. A little too surface. But still, he's still got some cagey play. How about bishop b4, rook d8, and then like c3? Not good. Alright. Alright, we need to think here. We've got minimum advantage. Now he has knight h4, maybe. But knight h4 now, bishop... Ooh, that's nasty. That is nasty. Yeah, knight h4, bishop b4. So that's cool. Now I can do it. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. No, actually, he's got a saving move there. I wanted to be fancy. This actually works. Oh, yeah. This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. Oh. Snapple. Oh, no, he just doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe me. He just takes whatever you give him. You gotta think more about what I'm trying to do. I'm never gonna be nice and give you a free piece. Acerbate. Snapping the material. No candy for you. Alright. So, Megisto, Crow Chess, Goo, Pichu. I'm gonna play as many of these challenges as I can. The Fangster, listen, Fangster, let me know if that's you, if that's Gary Fang. Gary Fang in the house. Mr. Fang, come to the challenge area if you are a subscriber. Alright. We had 2 new subscribers and a resubscription. If you guys are subscribers, I take those guys first. So, Gary Fang, if you're the Fangster, which is, I figure, logical, please come to the challenge area. It is Gary, okay. Alright, so I'll take him next. No relation to Joe and Chris. Fairly common, I guess, like Chinese name. Alright. We got a rated challenge out there. Uh-oh. Well, we'll just cancel that. Oh, you scared me. Mr. Coffee said there's a rated challenge, but it's gone now. Okay, we'll just play the English. But Acerbate, you're way too materialistic, man. You just, like, snap everything I offer. Before you can even, like, make the move. You're there. It's there. The stronger the opponent, like, the more likely they're not giving you material. You got to be very skeptical. It's like, you know, poison candy at Halloween or something, man. You got to test everything that it's not poisoned. I don't know what my delay is right now. I have no clue. Maybe Soltigo knows. No one asked me that. I didn't research that for a long time. It's not too much. Probably like a few seconds. I don't know. Weird position. It's like a Benoni with the bishop on d7. He'll have to lose the tempo. Actually, if he takes here on d4, then bishop d7 starts to make sense. So I guess I should actually push and transfer to a Benoni. It can't be more than 15 seconds. The moves are relayed pretty quickly on my own view of the stream. It doesn't take long. But it's not that relevant. It's not like it's online poker or something. You know? There's no money on the line, so... Once in a while people will like give moves to people, but it's generally not a big problem. So now it is a Benoni, but a weird Benoni with the bishop on d7, which is definitely a problem for black. I mean, then his knight can't go to d7. It's not the worst thing that could happen. He can play knight a6 like that other Benoni we had earlier. But it's just not a great square. He could play a check Benoni with e5, maybe. I don't see any way to really take advantage of black here. Let's just develop our pieces. Again, we're going to see knight a6 creeping into b4. I don't think there's anything better I could do. You know, taking on e6 is lame. I'd like to keep my options open. If black closes the center, I might consider not castling. It becomes a kind of check Benoni then. So we can make a waiting move like, let's say, h3, useful in almost any scenario, and then wait and see what black's going to do. If he goes knight b4, we drop back to b1, I guess, or even e2, depending. We'll eventually kick him out with a3. Feels kind of artificial for black. I mean, I'll play a3, kick you back out, and then resume my position at d3. I guess a6 is not a good move for black here. So guys, half an hour left in the stream. I've got basically time for at least 2 more games. I can't guarantee more than that. I'd like to play Pichu. He's here. He's a pretty strong player, but I have to go at 7. Let's kick him back, or wait. Let's give him one more chance to drop a piece. Actually, though, if he plays ED, what am I doing? You know, this is kind of annoying. ED, I'm going to have to take ED, which I don't really want to do, because on CD he has B5. So I think it's better to pull the trigger on this decision. To play A3, go back to D3. Sicilian Massacre has a rated challenge again. I'm afraid that Sicilian Massacre might be... wait. Was there some... The other subscriber, what was his name? I don't know, but we're not playing anybody without increment, and we're not playing anybody rated. This is a really kind of crazy variation he's playing here. With the queen a5. I'm setting up dastardly traps like Boris and Natasha. Do we have any other subscribers in this list other than the Fangster? Because I like to take them first. Murderous. Okay, it was Murderous. Not Massacre. Sorry. Massacre, Murderous, they just seem to kind of go together naturally. So, what do I do now? Nothing special, I guess just castle. He backed off. I was really hoping for like e5, he would leave his knight there one more move. So I could light him up with like AB, queen takes a1, bishop takes h7 check, but he's not allowing, he's not having any of that. Okay, now queen b6. Making me think. But that's a very artificial position for the queen on b6. Queen c2, also a weird move, though. It might appeal to some people that it's like a mating threat, but I think that's easily parried. I'd rather not do that and say I did. But he's really going to take this pawn on b1. Bishop d3, queen takes pawn. Can I trap his queen, really? I don't know. And I don't have a lot of time to think about it. I'm just going to play something passive. Just because I trust in my position, you know, inherently. He should play ED, though. I was too lazy to calculate sacking the pawn on b2. What did he do? He did it? He did it. So we have a very strange Benoni. I don't like the symmetrical structure. It's boring. Much less going on there. He can play like knight c7 here. So he's done a good job taking a kind of dubious position and making it almost work. And again, we have a similar theme to Haberbaum. Very similar. Knight c5 coming in? Seriously? It's like Haberbaum 2.0. That's like an amazing resource. And I don't have anything special against it. Look at this. It's like a genius. I guess I should play knight d4 there. We have time, though. It's still better than my game with Haberbaum. He's really coordinated everything. Megisto. We won the other game. He's done a good job from a very dubious opening, creating like a reasonable game. A6 now. And I guess I have to play A4, but I don't know how long that'll hold him up. I could play F4, but I don't see it working. You know, F4, F5. It just looks too slow. I'm probably only winning on time. This guy just doesn't get it, man. He's obviously not watching the stream. Sicilian Massacre. Does not get it. I need to execute F5. I mean F4 and F4 and E5 somehow. Just that I'm not really ready for it. It's too slow. B5's coming. E4, E5. Doesn't quite cut it. So close to tactics here. But I just don't see it happening. Queen E1. Queen G3. Something like that. Kind of makes sense. But he has like A5 now. Maybe. For example. Yeah, this was kind of a weird move. I mean, maybe Queen D2 is more natural. I'm kind of playing for time. Too much. Murderous Spartan. We were just rolling with rooks. Rolling with Roman. That could have been my name. Rolling with Roman was an adventure. No, never played in the same tournament with Chess Explained. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there was a blitz game. There was some blitz games. One he lost where I played D3, Bishop D2, and he thought it was funny, but the truth that he didn't realize was that I was playing like 10 poker tables at the same time that I beat him in that blitz game. That's why I was playing like ridiculous openings. I didn't care. I was playing like poker full time. He had some YouTube video of the game where I beat him with D3, Bishop D2. He had like a totally winning position and then messed it up, but he thought it was entertaining enough to make a video about it. He was kind of rude to me once in a situation that I thought was weird. Online when he was like doing a simul, he sort of stole my simul players on another chess site. I thought it was kind of strange, but I don't really know him. That was my only references to him. All right, we're just winning. Take things. He was just kind of rude about it. I was like, hey, dude, I was supposed to do a simul at that time. He was like, oh, we'll talk to the administrator. You know, I was like, okay, well, that's nice. Steal my players and then, like, tell me to screw off. Anyway. Whatever. Some people, maybe he was just in a bad mood that day or something. I don't really know him. But he seems like a good chess teacher. If we're going to say one positive thing, you know. Let's say one positive thing. I'm too negative, you know. Need to be positive. I just lost a pawn. Give me my pawn back. He's down too many rooks. You played 12 times against him, only one win. I mean, the guy's a strong player. He's like 2400 FIDE. Lately, I've dropped below, so he's really, really solid. I have, you know, I have the higher like lifetime rating. But he's higher than me at the moment, I guess. Lifetime Achievement Award. Rook takes A6. I was a good player. I could have been a contender. But I decided to do other stuff like play poker. We can only do so many things in our lifetimes. Knight takes B5. Guys, we've got 25 minutes left in the stream. Megisto is done. The Magister. Magister. It's crazy to remember all games variations you played against other players. Well, this one I remember because the guy made a YouTube video about it. I was kind of surprised. I mean, it was a totally random, offhand game. What surprised him was that I opened with D3, and then I was just trying to be funny. I played like Bishop D2, so my opening was D3, Bishop D2. He was like, no one has ever played this before. D3, Bishop B2. I would do stuff like that all the time when I was just messing around. But, you know, He was more serious than me, I guess. Megisto is not. He's not giving up. The Untouchables. That was a really good movie about the era of Prohibition. Can I get a mate? Why is it taking so long to mate him here? I must have made it an accuracy or something. Alright, that was a long finish. So we got Gary Fang, or Fang, however you prefer. And any other subscribers? Silly Massacre. Silly Massacre, I play only 5+3 and casual. He can't get it down. But anyway, dude, it's like we're not going to get to that game. 2 more games at the most, I think. Funkster subscribed. I have no idea what my record against Chess Explained was. I mean, we couldn't have played more than like 3 or 4 games at the most. You know, I don't think there were many. The movie about Watergate, I thought, you know, was All the President's Men or whatever, right? Maybe you're getting them confused. But, I mean, there might be another one. So, that was the one with, like, Robert Redford. Probably came out about the same time. Early 80s movies. Late 70s. The Fangster is pretty strong. He's actually 2000. Thank you for subscribing. So this is some kind of weird system. I've seen played without c5 by some good players. He's playing with c5 here. Makes a lot of sense, actually. If I were to play queen c2, would I have a strong follow-up to c4, queen e4? I like queen c2, kind of all-purpose. I'm used to playing this position with black, actually. I play the dragon, or accelerated dragon, and sometimes classical Sicilian, so I can find myself in these sort of situations quite frequently. Did you play against Carlsen? I don't play bullet chess, man. Period. So the chance of me playing Carlsen in a titled arena is 0. Do not do the bullet chess. We don't do that anymore. I never was really into it, even when I was younger. Would occasionally play bullet if really bored, but preferred like 2-0 rather than like 1-0. If you consider that bullet, it's a little more chess-like. The problem is they're afraid of computers, and you can't really have a tournament with a longer time control. You know, just everybody would cheat, so it's like catch-22. They have to make the titled arena 1-0. It's the hardest to cheat in, and that's the sad truth facing online chess tournaments. There's just no way to do it in the foreseeable future. I mean, it's almost impossible to regulate. Even bullet, I'm sure, like, the best cheaters can cheat in, you know? They have to be really professional, but it can be done for sure. Fangster is playing really well. I like the way he plays. I think his opening is considered to be incorrect, but maybe I'm being too dogmatic. I think we have time for one more game after this, guys. I'm not necessarily seeing 2. Pro Chess Fan will probably be the last one. I mean, all you guys, a lot of you guys, like Pichu and Crow Chess Fan and Bulgarian Pro have started to watch the stream regularly, but I just can't play anymore. I've got to go cook dinner. 7 o'clock, I turn into a pumpkin. So that's the way it is. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to hold a viewer tournament. Fangster's playing a lot like, actually a lot like someone else we know. His name is, actually this sucks. Actually it's not that bad. I'm exaggerating. What's his name? We played yesterday in the Simul. Yeah, this is really well played by Black. He's 1700 in bullet. He doesn't play bullet. Stronger in blitz. Coffee house system for black. I think that bishop b2 may be a mistake. Generally not regarded as good to make this exchange on c3, but in my practice, I found that it's not that bad either. You know, that's the thing. I mean, you get a lot of classical players who will say, oh, this is a mistake, you know, taking on c3. And that's what I try to teach people, but actually, the thing is that in practice it turns into like a really easy system to play. The truth is that if you're a really sophisticated positional player, you can probably work this out, you know, to the point where white has like a slight advantage, but not so easy to do in practice. So I'm maneuvering classically here, trying to make this thing work. And we're going to pull the trigger on the master plan, I guess. Mule Skinner. Is Mule Skinner here? Of course cheating defeats the purpose of chess. There was a site called the World Chess Network, or World Chess Network, like 15 years ago. I was a member of and I worked for. And there was a grandmaster who used to play like exhibition games. Many of us did, for money. I mean, we're just getting paid, you know. We're getting paid more if we win or lose. We're just playing exhibition games. And one particular grandmaster, so-called grandmaster, after a while, a certain contingent of players like Larry Christensen and myself and Michal Marin from Romania, like, we started comparing notes, and we were like, did you guys notice that like we've lost like almost every single game we've played against this guy? I mean, at one point, Marin and Christensen and myself were like, he's got like a 95% score against the three of us combined, and we realized the guy was using a computer. I mean, and it's really scary, like a titled grandmaster cheating in a game that's not even for money, you know, just to make his image look better. It was insane. And the guy later, he will remain unnamed, met me in Budapest and wanted to like shake my hand. I was like, you know, I'm like, you got to be crazy. Like, you think that we didn't know you were cheating, and you come and want to shake my hand when you meet me? Like, give me a break, man. I mean, that was insane. Just craziness. People think they can like do that, and you don't know what's going on. We didn't want to make waves about it because the guy was like, you know, we're getting paid to play, he's getting paid to play. But after a while, it was just too obvious, you know. You got like a 95% winning percentage. I'm going to go back to Hungary, yeah, like the end of the month. So we're coming back on... oh, this is a good move now. I have to change plans. This was not my intention. Wow, he's got knight d4. That was really well timed. So I played like Acerbate here. I did what I told Acerbate not to do, you know. Practice what you preach. Don't play too fast. Think about what your opponent's doing. I'm supposed to play queen d1 or queen d2 and then chop on d4 and then play like knight d5. So now my knight is off sides in a really embarrassing position. We'll have to live with it, but it's stupid and embarrassing to allow this. Trying to play too fast. Long ago I heard something from Dlugi and Tal. I'm going to go back. The stream will change times end of the month, and we'll be playing like morning time in Europe, Monday, Wednesday, and yeah, that's the way I was doing it, right? Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning time, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays evening time, European time. Okay, now my knight is lucky that it can go to b2 and sort of rescue my pawn there. Black is clearly better. Maybe there's some sort of counter tricks, though. What a knight. That's embarrassing to have a knight like that. Guys, one last game, I think, you know, unless it's really short, I'll play Crow Chess Fan. But I didn't understand, Ipchi, what you meant by you heard something from Dlugi and Tal. So, you know, luckily here, I have a counter trick. Bishop takes c4, rook c1, and I'm equal. Equal at best. Because if I have to recapture with the pawn, and this is what Fangster obviously probably wants, if I have to recapture with the pawn, I'm worse. You know, maybe he could play something like rook c8 and still be slightly better. Don't want to give him good ideas like that, though. If rook c8, I don't know, rook ac1 maybe? Or rook fc1? You can take Fangster out on time, but it looks like positionally he's quite strong. He played like Botvinnik or something. You're welcome, guys, for the stream. So e4, even stronger. Alright, we got to be careful here, but we have a good white square blockade, so we should be okay. Get out of the pin would be my first idea. We get out of the pin, we free our knight. We're just slightly worse now, but sort of just trying to hold on. Dreaming of this bishop on g7 or f6, whatever that is, becoming a bad piece. Not gonna happen. Tal. When you say Tal, I think of Tal, like the real Tal. I don't know. I don't take any responsibility for accusations or have any knowledge of like what happens on that other chess site. You know, those things I don't know. I would kind of doubt, you know, I'm skeptical about the idea of Dlugi cheating, but it, you know, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I mean, far stranger things have happened in the world. And I don't know Maxim very well. You know, actually, I've only ever played him once in a tournament game. But that just seems slightly unlikely. But after all I've seen and done, you know, in my life, I guess, you know, it's possible. So, all right. Gary is just short of time, but he's still positionally okay. I could try to win a pawn here. Try being the operative word. It probably loses a lot of my advantage, actually. So what do we do? I mean, objectively, like, I probably don't really want to simplify here. Trying to win the pawn. Queen takes d7, bishop takes d7, pawn takes pawn. And now, what do we do? Bishop b5. Very unpleasant move to meet. My knight is hanging, and I can't protect it properly. And if I play knight d6, he has, like, bishop takes e2 with a really strong pass pawn on d4. So you've got to be thoughtful. I just don't think I have that. I have that option here. Maybe I can take and play, like, knight d6, but he'll go back to attacking my other pawns and stuff. My other brother. So this is pretty cruddy. Black's still better, it looks like. Black's still better. Can maybe beat him on time. No way he should be worse here with those two bishops. 1 and f6 is kind of scary, admittedly. If white square bishop can get active, I'd like that. Get some tactics going on. That's a good move. Good D. Good D. Alright, so he's got the 5-second increment going on. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. Yeah, why am I playing these weird moves? Why not just like rook c2? There will be other problems. The Russians will bring special players. Yeah, that's weird. You know, that's another problem. This guy is what in Bullet is his rating? Very low, but he has only 55 games. He's gonna like defend this perfectly. I don't know if I should call it defending, you know. Am I trying to win here, or am I happy with equality? You know, that's the thing. I should probably be happy to be okay in this position, objectively. So, let's try to cut our losses, I guess. That was not the move I expected. But I played a move he didn't expect, most likely. So now I might be better. Rook A1. So if I chop first and then take the pawn, we're going to convert this endgame. The time pressure did hurt him in the end pretty badly. We should be good to go. He's collapsing. Collapsible planets. Oh, that's hanging too. Ooh. I don't care about the H-pawn that much, honestly. I'd rather get this one. This pawn is cramping me. No, that's more of a priority. Priority pawn. So he's lost now, but he was totally better. Really, we only won by time. The game Hal versus McShane. That's like, there's probably a lot of those actually. That sounds like we gotta sort through quite a few to find that one. Fangster is talented, but we managed to put him in pressure on the clock. That's the only reason I'm winning this game. Yeah, this is resignable. There's no question 2 pawns up in a bishop endgame. Even a knight endgame for that matter. But we want to just be as cautious as possible. This move's kind of brutal. This actually forces a trade of bishops. I mean, I guess he can go like, yeah, bishop e1, that's genius. That's absolutely genius. Wow. Now h6, also. Great move. So defending. He's defending as well as it can be defended. I think he wants to play the longest game possible. Still king d8, hangs on a little bit longer. Alright. Don't like the way I handled that game early on. Last game for today against Crow Chess Fan. Your best game I ever had was against what? Hal? You had 2.14 after 14 moves. That's a huge advantage, dude. That's basically winning, technically speaking. That's awesome. I played McShane a couple times. I've never played Hal. Luke escaped twice against me when he was a little kid. I had him beaten. Well, at least like that kind of advantage against him twice. So I knew he was pretty strong when he was like a kid, a little kid. He was maybe like 11, 12, I don't know. He was like, I remember he was like a 12-year-old FM or something. He drew me from 2 bad positions. Twice. But Hal I never played. Alright guys, last game. This is actually an annoying move. What is that? It's going to be the same thing. Like the guy's going to like take on c6 when I put my knight on c6 or something. I have a replay of this game. I don't think this is a great idea, you know, to play like that, but it's hard to crack White's position. Easy to play, I guess. Basically a mirror image of the game we just played if they exchange knights on c6. The problem is his knight on d4 is strong, so I don't really have a better move. You know, you could mess around with something like a6, but this is most direct. Challenging the strong piece in the center of the board. But I don't like the way I played against Gary Fong there. And now knight e2. you know, in spirit I can understand, but I don't agree with it, and I think it's a mistake. It's costing too much time. Probably I should think about breaking out with d5. It's reasonable, but let's play a dragon formation here. Banter Blitz. October 17th, 2016. Whoa. G6. Oh, that's your game. A Banter Blitz on YouTube. That's cool. Recorded for eternity. So basically we're playing kind of Marazzi now. White has the space advantage. It reminds me a little like it's like a Mora declined or something. But I like playing the black side of the Marazzi anyway. So sorry, man, we can't accommodate everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us, Goo, Pichu, Bulgarian Pro. But you guys could subscribe to the stream if you want to have like first priority. That's all you can do. I'm not like trying to force you to subscribe, but it would be the easiest way to be guaranteed to play. But I do have to go. Unless this game is over in 0 seconds. Asturbate's like, Fiona's pretty cool for a girl. Yeah, man. I don't know her. She said she never heard of me. So, I never heard of her. Anyways, I'll let bygones be bygones. She wasn't around for my prime, so I'll forgive her for not knowing me. My legendary days. Alright. I'm going Sergei Kudrin here. We love bishops on the long diagonals. It's actually pretty rope-a-dope, but it's like a hedgehog. You have a lot of options you can play. I mean, he doesn't have direct pressure on d6, so it's a little like a Khan Sicilian, something like that. I could also try to play d5 somehow, in the right way. But again, I could have played d5 on move 5 or whatever it was, you know, and I don't want to simplify the game for an easy draw, you know, for this guy. If you take the position I had here after knight c6, move 6, I could play d5 with equality probably, but then it's like this really clear structure where there's not a lot going on. So you have to make decisions like that. I mean, I have friends who play the Aliakin's defense and get bad positions on purpose to try to like confuse the issue and beat strong players. It's not easy to beat strong players. Some people will go to the extreme of even like allowing themselves to have bad positions in order to do it. So, you know, you can play like Giri, and like I try to play sometimes, which is basically literally to always try to play the best move. This is a philosophy I try to employ over the last couple of years, but I think that it's kind of failed. Basically, I get a lot of really clear positions. I have a hard time beating lower rated players, and I don't get to use my tactical skill that much in these like clean strategic positions. So probably I would do better practically if I made an effort to play more complicated positions. Yeah, I was also one time Buccaneer Bill, very old photo with the bandana and long hair. We all change. An active stream today, good stream today. Fun game with knight h6. So Crow Chess Fan, what was the last game? Simul on Sunday. Oh, he got a draw in the Simul on Sunday. I'm playing kind of fast because I'm a little bit late. A little superficially by me. Although, I mean, I don't know what I'm really supposed to do here. White is slightly better. As I said, I'm going out of my way to kind of take a little bit of risks in this game to keep pieces on the board. Put pressure on him. We'll play like Kovalenko played against me. Kovalenko, Igor, beat me in a nice, not really a nice game. I blundered in time pressure, but He played super fast to make me use my time, and then eventually I blundered in what was a promising position earlier. The practical player, like Kovalenko, like Jabava, like Mamedyarov even, in some cases, is maybe more successful than the practical, let's say the perfectionist player, the Geary, who absolutely tries to play correct every single game. Why is Geary's rating lower than Mamedyarov? He doesn't really gamble. He tries to play chess like a computer, like perfectly. It's a different philosophy. Kramnik is more like trying to play perfect chess. But still, the Mamedyarov, this guy's playing well. I need to play f5 at some point. Very risky business. It's the king side. Pro chess fan, this guy is a good player. I mean, he plays correctly. I'm taking a huge risk here, giving myself like hanging pawns along the frontal files, which I normally don't do. I've learned my lesson. I used to be very optimistic in my youth and lost a couple of games. So now I'm more reticent to make pawn weaknesses than I used to be. If anyone's interested in lessons, you can send me an email, videochesstrainer at Gmail. Pro Chess Fan got nervous and blundered with knight takes before he allowed knight takes before. This was obviously an important move. I was keeping an eye on that. If he had b4, he would have been messing me up pretty bad. So he just blundered. Like me against Kovalenko, he used like 25 minutes for the whole game, and I had used like 90 minutes. And I got on my increments and like blundered. That's the whole idea, right? Play fast and try to put your opponent on pressure, under pressure on the clock. But I think that it's important to do it in a kind of calculated way, not just randomly make moves. I think it's very bad. Most people aren't as strong as those guys like Mamedyarov, Kovalenko. I mean, when you're 2700, you know the difference between just making moves fast and making like thoughtful complications, let's say. You guys are interested in lessons, private lessons. I do my living that way, so please send me an email, videochesstrainer at gmail.com. Thanks, JCS, for all you've done to help. Thanks to Soltigo for moderating another stream. And we're good to go. What do we got? Tactics? No tactics. Clearing myself off the white squares. Knight b5, interesting move. Challenging the knight. So I guess I go e5. We're gonna bust out laughing. Alright, we got the monster center. A lot like that other game I played in the beginning of the stream, if you think about it. Very, very similar. With two bishops. This looks beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. e4 doesn't work. He's actually got tactics. Queen h4 looks nice. Guarding most of my stuff. This looks like it protects everything, just threatens something like queen takes h3. But it's the last game of the stream, so. What's he got for time? 32 seconds. See this? This is a mutual hallucination, right? I've told the story how this happened in a blitz game once. You just trust the other guy. This is ridiculous, right? I just dropped my queen and he didn't see it, and he dropped his and he resigned. I don't know why. I was just thinking that this square somehow wasn't attacked. So that's why I need to go, guys. I get kind of brain fried after 2.5 hours. My game would only degenerate after that. So thanks, Pro Chess Fan. Sorry for dropping my queen there. Thank you for not taking it. But you got to say that I give you guys a fair chance to win. Yeah, you just trust me. I wouldn't put my queen like on priest like that. I don't know what came over me. I think I'm hungry. Time to go, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for donating. JCS, thanks for your support. Soltigo, thanks for everybody. I will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.